with both of these heroes, especially if AUI gets that early point in. Sumail, who takes some damage. G already gets Shadow Strike, and DK Phobos getting EG, and we'll see if it pays off.
Yep, I gotta bring out. Sorry, I gotta bring up my tabs now for the last hits. But oh, here comes an aggressive blink from Sumail. He's only level 3, or he's only level 2 though, so that's kind of an interesting play there from him. If he was level 3, I could totally see it because the Shadow Strikes are so much more effective. But kind of a curious blink there from him. Anyway, this should be relatively kind of a wash in mid. I do think that Quap is definitely favored though. If you had to tell it one way or the other.
Right.
Top lane though, this is a very tried and true aggro dual lane. I mean, this is one of the most popular ones, at least from what I've seen as of late. Oh, Universe missing a CS right there.
There's a lot of control here with Ice Shards. Mid lane, they're going to go on to G. They use the Shadow Strike. It is level 2 now. Here comes the Arctic Burn, and PPD comes from the low ground. They'll get the first blood for Sumail. He'll take a couple of tower hits. He's going to die in the tower. Sumail didn't have that blink away. Unfortunately, he goes down. G will get the return kill, but still, it is first blood given away to Sumail in the end.
Could be way worse. I think you're not totally fine with that if you're VP, but it's not like a ton of sweat off your back. So G, he TP's back, he'll be okay. But yeah, there's an aggressive blink from Sumail. Okay.
The level 2 Shadow Strike. That Shadow Strike, man, especially against the squishier hero like Zeus, it doesn't feel particularly great. AUI will get rune control. He'll grab a bounty rune, which leaves Universe alone top lane.
Oh, that's an invis now picked up this time by PPD. This hero is so good at diving lanes. How many times have you seen, at least I've seen, where like where Wyvern's on Dire and you just actually go around the tier 1 or behind the tier 1 and you just dive them that way because you can go over the cliffs. It's extremely strong. FNG trying to help out his buddy G as he's suspecting maybe PPD's around. They didn't actually see the invis rune bottom, but
they saw that the rune wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, and they know that he's roaming around. He's going to go all the way top, actually. This
could be huge for them. Top lane. This is their positioning isn't particularly great. They're going to go for the snowball. Illidan's going to get caught out. Lil can go for the telekinesis. There's going to be the Arctic Burn. Illidan, one more right click should do the job from PPD, and it will. Instead, they're going to go for 2-ult. Try to TP out. They have no way to stop this TP. They'll actually cancel to stay by the tower. So smart play coming out from the Rubik there, but still, in the end, it is going to be another EG kill, and they're going to start off the game 2-1 in terms of kills advantage.
Dude, the 2-minute invis rune is just the bane of every team. It's so hard to deal with. It's even worse if you have vision of them getting the invis, because then every single lane has to play scared.
Yeah.
It's so hard to deal with. So yeah, nice rotations as he goes all the way up top. Now he's running towards mid, maybe looking for a courier, but it is flying, so I don't think he can kill that. If he does Bottle Crow though, and it's slowed down, then he can get it. And yeah, the courier's coming back. Looks like they might try to Bottle Crow this. Maybe
does Arctic Burn work on the courier? I don't think it does. I don't think it still works anyways. Oh, they're gonna go for it anyways. They're just gonna go on to G instead. They say, listen, we like that courier, but we want your Zeus more. He'll try to bottle up. Last right click, but the Shadow Strike comes in. He was dead to rights anyways. Nothing he could have done there. Great rotation. That's exactly what you're talking about, but on the Dire side, he dives instead of really diving, he just walks into lane and gets an easy kill. And Winter Wyvern is a force to be reckoned with early on in the game, especially if you're roaming as well as he is.
And Zeus was actually doing pretty well mid against Quap, but there's just so much. There's been so many ganks now, so much aggression onto him.
Sumail has a double damage. He could easily go for a kill here.
He could easily solo him. Is he level 6 too? Yeah, he is.
Did he skill up? He hasn't skilled up his level 6 point yet. Now there he goes. He's
gonna wait till he goes for the creep. He's gonna wait till he goes for it.
Yeah, there's gonna be the Shadow Strike jumping in. He doesn't have the mana for Sonic Wave. Will he use it? He does, just to pick up the kill. That was a little bit closer than maybe Sumail would have liked. He's actually out of bottle charges. He might have to go home, but that was still it's an easy kill, man.
Yeah, you're totally fine with that. So even though he died after giving up a freebie one, he's now 3-1. He's got his treads at 4.5 minutes. With bottle, with upgraded magic wand too. This is really hard, and honestly, it's not the fault of G at all. Like, it's just partly the draft, partly the lucky invis rune. Well, that went for top actually, but just really good rotations from the Wyvern. This hero is extremely good at ganking. He really is. He's actually leveling up Arctic Burn. Which
I think the biggest issue, well, two of the biggest issues there's mana issues for Winter Wyvern, and there's mobility issues. He's very slow, but with Tranquils, that's sort of negated. So. And now PPD can continue to roam. For now, he'll help out Fear, who's down bottom. They actually rotate in FNG, and DK Phobos is nearby as well. DK Phobos has done a great job getting levels. We'll see if they can convert this into a kill or not. On mid lane, G's gonna get jumped on again, and TP rotation coming in. Sumail will not get the kill. They're gonna go on to DK Phobos. Long range jump from Fear. He's gonna try to charge away. Only charges into Fear to stun him. Last couple of right clicks. The Burning Spear is not doing enough. Maybe they will. The 3 secs, now 2 secs. Last one. Buy and will die. He's on fire and dead. Now top lane, they're going to go into Illidan Storm Rage. There's the snowball coming in. They only need 1 or 2 more right clicks for Illidan. The Riptide there, the armor reduction. He's wet. Lil in trouble as well. Fable comes out. Can they get this kill? Universe taking tower hits. AUI will clean up and get the double. G comes in, lightning bolt. Not enough damage. He's got arc lightning. Universe, he's going to try to TP away. They have vision though with the thirst. They will get the kill with G. It's the only turnaround they get across the map. And AUI is actually going to get dove here by FNG. Rather not dove, but they're going to keep vision coming up with the charge. Thirst will be on in just a second. AUI is just trying to find any way to get out of this bad situation, and Sumail will come to the rescue. He's got a Screamer Pain ready to go, but he doesn't have Blink. It's only level 1. That long cooldown, he won't be able to blink up to the high ground. And here comes DK Phobos as well. First hit bash, not there. Second hit bash, is it going to be there? No. DK Phobos not getting lucky with his bash. He's going to jump in. Shadow Strike comes out, blinks away after the lightning bolt comes through. PBD does have the Cold Embrace just in case, but after all of that action, EG comes out, and it's 7-2 now with all this aggression.
Yeah, it's just they're doing a really good job about punishing VP's lineup. I'm not one to usually call lineup greedy. I don't like doing that, but I do think that their lineup actually was greedy this time. Just because, oh, there comes the snowball onto mid. There's a charge actually onto Sumail. Zeus is dead. There comes an ulti. Sumail, he's putting in some damage. He actually gets lifted back towards the tower. He does fall. DK Phobos, 1 more auto attack. Nope, he will be okay. So it's a 2-for-1 exchange. His charge off the mark just a little bit.
They blood raged the Zeus as he got jumped on. That walrus punch just destroyed him. He got punched in the jaw. He's dead before he hit the ground.
I did not expect him to die that fast. Holy crap! I thought he was going to be at least okay to cast 1 more spell. He didn't even have wasn't even able to cast the ulti there. So he's still only level 6. Compare that to Quap, who's level 8. Oh boy.
Yeah, not great. Classic miscommunication from Virtus Pro, blood raging G right before he dies. They didn't really have any reason to expect that gank coming in, and that's fair. So Sumail is just
bottom moon.
And Sarah FNG gonna get caught out, and he'll blood rage up onto AUI. He's just not doing nearly enough damage. FNG's gonna get boxed in by these illusions. There's gonna be the little Thunder God's Wrath jump in. FNG denies himself to Roche. He had nowhere to go, and well, he'll kill himself with the big guy. Now the ice shard's coming in. Global comes through, but it's too late. Fear's already jumped in. Universe doesn't have Snowball for another couple of seconds. He does have his Ice Sigil ready to go. Sumail can jump in with a blink in 1 second, and will more than likely do so. Shadow Strike's ready to get the slow off, and Illidan has resigned himself to death. Fear even jumps in on the dead body of that silencer. It is 12-3. This game's getting out of hand real quick, Trelv.
Yeah, I'm not sold. Oh, actually, I see some action going on bottom as Phobos is going in deep, and I think he's dead. Oh, he actually gets an extra bash.
17%.
17% indeed, but I just think that the jungle Bloodseeker is not paying off here. It's not so much that it's a jungle Bloodseeker and like what he does as a hero and how fast he farms, etc., which he's not farming fast at all, but it's more of that it left you a very vulnerable lane up top with a last pick silencer who just doesn't do anything in lane as far in terms of like being defensive. Like if you go on him, he's just dead to most lineups or most groups of heroes. And they had a Tuskar. I mean, what better way to dive a hero and bring your team with you than a Tuskar?
Yeah.
So it just, they kind of left him out to dry in a sense.
Yeah, not to mention the Naga Siren who kept ensnaring, riptiding, just being a general nuisance, and PPD who roamed in wants to get a kill. He's even got a counter ward here, nice counter ward placement from PPD. And it's 10 minutes of the game, but this game already feels really bad for Virtus Pro. There's 5,000 plus net worth lead for Evil Geniuses on the graph. Experience-wise, it is 4,000. It's only going to get worse unless maybe Virtus Pro can convert on this. They're going to charge on an EG's at AUI 2000. Get hit up, stunned a little bit, but there's the Arctic Bird coming through. DK Phobos still pretty quick, but that's slow. Adds up quickly. Beautiful ice shards from Universe. They're not going to go in on this, though. They decided to back away. They don't have everybody up and ready to go, nor do they have Winter's Curse just yet for PPD. If they had that, that would have been a perfect time to use it. Wrapping around the backside, G is invisible. He's looking perhaps for AUI 2000. They'll stay together, though. They shouldn't lose a hero in this situation.
Yeah, and what's the Silencer's farm looking like? He just has treads right now and a magic wand.
Not great.
I feel like they're gonna have to, if they want to bounce back into this, as there is an aggressive smoke coming out towards the mid lane. Lil, he actually steals Blink, so if they're not able to stun lock him, he might be okay. Although Net is very, very good against that. Does have a cast animation, but. And oh, there's a little bit of communication as far as EG. They're not sure if they want to go on this or not. They see that he has the Blink, so they know it's a little bit more difficult of a kill. So a little bit of a misstep there from Samel giving up that Blink. It's an amazing spell to steal.
They're gonna go on.
They're gonna CG, and then he's dead.
Oh my god, dude! He died in half a second. Just gets freaking destroyed. So that's another hero down. Now they're gonna put pressure onto this tier 1 tower mid. They should get it. Lil does have Blink. He's gonna blink away, knowing that he's in some trouble. AUI was right next to him. This is all without fear, by the way, who now has a Helm of the Dominator on top of his armlet. That's 10 minutes, boots, HOD, armlet. Pretty solid farm so far for Fear. He's not even top of the net worth. That belongs to Sumail, who's sitting almost on a Yule Scepter, which he seems to love this item on multiple heroes, and for good reason. He'll get the tower tier 1 as well.
It's really good against 1 Spirit Breaker and 2 any silences on the team, so I have no problem with this. It also is extremely good mana regen, so great pickup for him. They honestly don't even need Fear at all. He could be any hero in the game at this point. All he is late game, or I should say mid to late game reassurance, because right now the other 4 members are just cleaning house in terms of map control and efficiency. I think they're up to like 7,500 or something.
Oh, Phobos.
Up, Phobos.
Horse Punch not enough. Universe didn't use his double damage until afterwards. Global's going to come out. Universe is kind of in a pickle here. He's going to get right click down. They have the last word on him as well. There's the slow Zeus ult. This song doesn't come out fast enough, and AUI can't save his teammate. They have somebody coming in. It is Sumail. He's got his Sonic Wave ready to go. They're going to cancel it. Sonic Wave should fly. Doesn't catch on a DK fumble. Sumail gets blown up. Illidan and Lil going to work. They're going to turn this on to PPD. The Splitter Blast, not enough damage, but they will get the kill in the end. Winter's Curse comes out. FNG trying to chase him down. AUI in the backside cleans up with a Riptide. But G comes in, but here's Fear jumping in long range. Slam gem. Thank you, man. He's on a killing spree as well. Pop up that Inner Vitality. 3 for 3 trade. Will Fear continue onward? He's not fast enough to catch these heroes out of position. Lil will sit behind the tower. Fear might walk in, but that should be the end of the trades there.
Man, if that ult from Sumail clipped just the... I thought it was actually going to clip the Spirit Breaker. I thought for sure it was in range. Because sometimes if you ult, like, it looks like it's not going to hit a hero, and it actually does, but that one actually looked like it hit the hero. So I was very surprised that his ult didn't clip him. Unfortunate for him. There was some really nice body blocking from the illusions of Aoi. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah. 2 illusions were blocking the Spirit Breaker, but he managed to charge him and then get out of harm's way. So it actually went okay for VP, all things considered. Nice rotation from Fear coming up top, getting himself active in the fights just because he has all this farm. You want to be active in these fights with all this farm, yeah, and do something with this good amount of farm. I think if the sigil was up a little bit more, or sorry, if it was leveled up a bit more, he would have been fine. But you know, this is the build that most Tuskars go. Nothing wrong with that. EG's still in a fantastic spot. Looking at that, it's getting towards the 10k net worth at only 14 minutes. It's pretty insane.
That is a nice lead to have. You can argue that any trade for Virtus Pro is a good trade at this point, but they've got to find something. They got to find it quickly. Bloodseeker did do some work in that fight, and Lil as well. Illidan was actually doing a surprising amount of damage. Does get a vitality booster for maybe a Rod of Atos coming out for Silencer. Could be his next item, but they're going to try to go for a tier 1 tower trade as Fury's going to continue to pressure top lane. And that'll be it for now.
It's definitely a good item in terms of stats. It has been buffed up in terms of like what it gives you raw stats once you complete the full item.
Right.
But I don't know if the slow is like, the slow usually helps when you're chasing people and you're like being the aggressors. To me, at least in this game, I don't know, I guess it works well with their hero composition, but at least at this stage, in this juncture of the game, they're the ones getting aggressed on. So they need to kind of pull back and play a little bit defensive. I thought maybe 4-staff would have been great, but yeah. Like I said, though, in terms of raw stats, Rod of Atos is very, very potent.
He wants to be a bit more tanky, I can understand that. 4-staff doesn't necessarily give you that. It gives you some great mobility, but
Right, exactly.
They are just getting killed too quickly in some of these engagements. They'll take the tier 2 tower down top lane, but now they're going to rotate. They're going to find Lil. Global will come out. Snowball can't be used just yet. There's the Rupture. It'll be on PPD. He's got his Winter's Curse. Won't get it off. Great usage of the Thunder God's Wrath. There's the Ensnare. Illidan trying to be away. No way he gets out. Fear just chunks him down with 2 hits. Universe is going to find Lil. Uses the Lars Punch. Cancels the TP. Scream of Pain. Fade Bolt. Sonic Wave on the backside. Elsewhere for Smell. Spell was stolen. Not going to get the Inner Vitality off, however. It does turn into a 1-for-3, so great start to that fight for Virtus Pro, but it doesn't end well. And EG get 3 kills, and more than likely a Roche as well.
Yep. I mean, what better hero to use the Roche than the Huskar? I just don't know. It's really hard. Like, even if they have good fights and they get, like, the Blood Rage onto the Zeus and he's blowing everyone up, it's not really going to do that much against Huskar, who's really been left completely untouched this game. Now has 2k gold, excuse me, on top of his armlet and his helmet. The Dominator probably going to go for the Sage into the Halberd and the Roshan, and they do give the Aegis of the Immortal to the Huskar. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of rambling here. It's getting really, really out of control. There is potential to do tons of burst damage with the Zeus and the Bloodseeker, but outside of that, oh, Samel actually taking damage. He's just dead, I think.
Yeah, he's dead. He'll try to blink away, and he's just not going to make it up. That is a clean kill for Virtus Pro, and a kill they needed desperately. They'll find it. They need a lot more than that, though. But how often do we talk about, you know, the Zeus or anybody in the Bloodseeker and the potential damage that you could pump out? And it rarely comes to fruition. Either Bloodseeker does all the damage himself, or it just doesn't work out the way they intended to. However, there have been certain games that Bloodseeker and another hero have done a lot of work. This game doesn't seem to be that type of game, though, as FNG is just trying to stay alive for the most part.
I don't think that this game is indicative of, like, the combo not working. I think the combo is still extremely strong. I think there's nothing wrong with the idea of having Bloodseeker plus a Zeus or Bloodseeker plus a Quap or whatever. It's more of the problem of, like, drafting it and then assigning your lanes to have a silencer up against this kind of aggression. It had nothing to do with the combo. It's more of, like, just letting you needed more help and more support for your silencer. Yeah. Or they needed to, like you said, dodge, just put silencer bottom. But either way, they needed to protect him a little bit better. This is not a hero that does well against kind of aggression, and we're seeing the effects of that.
Fear is looking to jump in. That RT burn range is ridiculous, and Illidan, you're freaking dead, man. You are freaking dead. That's all I can say. Lil stole Snowball. It doesn't show up on the other side of the screen here, but that is the ability that he did steal, which is nice to have. And they're going to go for the 2-2 tower. This game is going to end pretty quickly, I think. I would not be surprised if EG are able to push in with this Aegis in particular. Now that they have the mech on Universe, maybe they want to wait for the Aghanim Scepter for Smail, but I don't think that's a necessity at this point. They'll continue to clear out these creep waves. They'll take the tier 2 tower. Maybe they go for bot tier 2 before they push the tier 3, but they don't really need to wait much longer to finish this game, I think, for Evil Geniuses.
Nope, they almost have Greaves, I think, for Universe, which would be really, really good.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what he wants to go for. But yeah, I don't think they have any reason to wait. They have Aegis, they have big core items, and they have actually a decent chunk of time. Maybe they can wait for the Ags on the Quap, who has it in like 700. Greaves are going to come out in like 100 gold for Universe. So maybe you wait for that. But
I think this tier 2 tower will be, the starting point. They'll provide them both of those items if they don't have them already.
Well, full Vlad's for the Naga, too. I was wondering where his farm went. I was just like, oh, maybe he's buying all the wards. Nope, he bought a full Vlad's.
Yeah. What does PBD have? He's got a cloak. He's going to have that Glimmer Cape very soon. What is it? 1,600 for the Shadow Amulet? Maybe
1,400.
1,400. All right. So, yeah, he's actually just 200 gold away from his Glimmer Cape now, so... Which is a very classic item on that hero. No reason to not ever build that, or... No reason to not get that item is what I'm trying to say, and he should be grabbing it soon. They see everyone mid, by the way.
Against the Zeus, Glimmer Cape is viable on any hero.
Yeah.
So, I've nothing wrong with that.
God. Adding up with Fear's Berserker's blood, how are you supposed to kill him? Doesn't seem possible. They're going to try to go for a tier 3 push, and this is exactly what we were talking about. No real BKBs this game just yet, which could be huge for EG if they need to pick them up at some point, but they're going to try to finish it without them. They have the Guardian Greaves flying out, I believe, now, as well as the Aghanim Scepter. And they're going to keep the waves pushed out for Evil Geniuses, and they'll move from there. And for Virtus Pro, they're just desperately trying to finish, number one, an Atos for the Silencer, and G is trying to get... I don't know, he's got a lot of different items. He's got a smorgasbord of crap here in his inventory. Sage's Mask, Soul Ring, Point Booster, Arcanes. You can imagine that he thought, yeah, maybe Yules, maybe Bloodstone, nah, maybe Aghanim Scepter. That seems to be G's thinking. I'm sure he's just trying to stay alive at this point.
Yeah. Just getting everything that he can. But yeah, now Greaves are up for Universe. I friggin' love this item. They have the extra armor from Vlad's. If they all get low, by the way, they get like 15 extra armor from the Greaves too, with 15 extra regen. God, it's such a good item if you can afford it. It's very, very expensive, but if you can afford it, it's so damn good in fights.
It truly is. The cooldown change with mech, I think, is the biggest thing for this item. I've heard when we were at the hub, Hani was talking about how you would like to have the arcanes as well as the mech or guardian Greaves kind of separate, so you can use the arcanes when you want. You can use the regen aspect when you want. I think that would be an okay change. I don't think it would really break the item. I'd like to see that. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but
I'm sorry, you have to say that. Well, I got message. I was
separating the arcane part of the guardian Greaves and the regen part, so like making it two different abilities, maybe.
Oh.
You don't have that choice when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable. Anyway, tons of TPs here bottom. Oh god,
that's beautiful. They're gonna blood right. The silence will come through, but it's actually going in. SG might be able to get the tower. Someone might be able to get the tower. Sonic Wave will go. The global comes out a bit too late. Yules comes out on a G, was trying to TP away. They already killed in. Snowball will take down that squishy Mario-ass motherfucker, and DK Phobos is gonna get caught out. Nether Strike's gonna go. They have the Shadow Strike as well. He'll charge away. Blink forward, Sumail trying to block him, trying to get the kill with him, but he can't do so. And it looks like DK Phobos will not be part of that squad that goes down, but they still take 2 heroes, and this will lead to at least a tier 3 push or pressure from Evil Geniuses.
So yeah, the reason why I was a little AFK there, I did get confirmation that they're not yet at Boston, but 3 of them are in San Francisco. So okay. It's Peter, Fear, and Universe are in San Francisco, and the other 2 are not.
They'll make their way towards wherever they're boot camping. I'm assuming San Francisco pretty soon. Tier 3 tower now under siege by Fear, who has an Assault Cuirass if they needed anything to push easier. I mean, that item certainly does help. Universe has got his Guardian Greaves, Atos on Fear. They're going to try to slow him down. No Aegis, though. He should be careful. They steal the Ice Shards for Lil. They'll successfully stop the push for now. It looks like EG will just regroup, however, continue to enter Vitality, and go from there.
Well, I gotta say, EG are making this one look really easy. I would not expect this to be an EG versus VP game if I saw it and I didn't know who the teams were, because this is just a massive stomp.
It is a best of 5, though. So.
It is a best of 5. Teams are experimenting maybe a little bit. What better way to experiment than game 1, right?
Yes.
This is the best way. This is the best time to do it. You're not going to lose too much. It's not like, oh crap, one more game and then we lost. So you have a little bit more wiggle room, so to speak.
And this is upper bracket as well. Something to keep in mind.
Like I was saying in the beginning, I don't think EG are a team to just let you do what you want in terms of like getting a free farming jungler, whether it's an Enigma, having greedlings and getting away with it. Here comes the Rupture onto the Quap. He did successfully blink. Yeah. You can do a little bit of a trick where you walk just a little bit and then blink, and it will stop the damage from the Rupture. Rupture is now faded. Here comes the charge.
He's got 12 stick charges. DK Phobos going to come in. PPD almost got the Winter's Curse off, but instead he gets charged, and he will be the martyr for Sumail or Winter Wyvern. PPD is going to be dead for 40 seconds. PPD, by the way, slacking a little bit if you look at the net worth chart. He's the only one that is not above any of the Virtus Pro heroes. He's, in fact, only ahead of Lil, but he has been what you would call the ward person on EG's team. So it's not a huge surprise. And he even has a Glimmer Cape, so it's not like he's completely underfarmed.
You just dropped the F-bomb and you can't say ward, bitch?
I mean, that's true. Yeah. I try to keep my quota down, but I don't know. I don't know. There's no reason not to, I guess, now.
I think there's a little miscommunication there when the charge was coming out. Like, Sumail probably could have just used the Yules onto him, one of the better abilities against the charge. But I think Peter was like, oh, let me get the Winter's Curse and we'll kill him. But I don't know what the range... Oh, the range is actually not that bad, but he just happened to get hit by the charge. It's kind of an interesting thing there. But he does have the Glimmer Cape. So despite him being the second lowest net worth, he's still got pretty much all the items he needs for the rest of the game.
He wants to get to that level 11. The Winter's Curse for PPD, the extra half-second duration is... It might not seem like much, but I feel like it is. And in close games, although this game isn't particularly close, they have yet to take the tier 3 tower. They have yet to take the racks. There is still that comeback factor. whenever you're playing Dota, no matter how far down you are, if you have not lost to tier 3 or Rax, you're still in it. And G does have a Bloodstone, and as improbable as this comeback actually is, especially with Roche respawning this quickly, there is that still 0.01% chance for Virtus Pro. But we'll see how that turns out.
I want to see how much damage the Chain Lightning from G does with Blood Rage. I think it almost one-shots a complete creep wave with Blood Rage on it. I think maybe you have to cast 2, but it almost... I'm not 100% sure. This is why I'm curious, but I feel like it almost one-shots it.
Yeah.
It's like basically having a coddle nuke every point... What is it? Every 1.75 seconds.
Beautiful.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, it's actually glorious. We have a lot of Craigasms in chat. Shout out to Liner, who I know is the one that started that situation. So they'll take Roche for EG. They'll give it to Fear again. He did go for the Sanjay, as you rightly predicted. I see no reason for them to stop until they get at least a tier 3 or even possibly a Rax with this push. They're smoking it behind Fear. They have a great Observer Ward. It's almost like they're baiting this Observer Ward. They should know that there are people behind Fear, but they don't have the visual confirmation for it. They're going to Atos Fear so that he can't push too far into the base. PPD will just use his Arctic Burn. Fear is going to get blood righted here. He'll try to regen up with Inner Vitality. Splinter Blast will go ahead and take down some of these creeps. Sumail will clear him up with his Room of Pain as well. And they're going to do their damnedest to defend here. They did lose their tier 3 tower. They're going to smoke up for Virtus Pro. They don't get it on Lil. He might be the bait. Will they wrap around or will they stay in base is the question. He is going to lose his smoke. He does have that Blood Rage on him. That's quite frightening, as we were mentioning before. Atos is on Fear. There's the global. PPD went in too far. Glimmer Cape came in. There's the Sonic Wave coming through, doing a lot of damage. Blood Right. Fear's still in trouble. Now they're starting to reset the fight. Will they back away? Will they go is the question. Fear toggling his armlet yet again. Fear wants to stay in. Armlet's going to go on just a second. He's going to jump. Sonic Wave blows him up as well with a jump. Now another Sonic Wave stolen by Lil. DK Phobos not long for this world. Lil going to stick up and try to survive from the burning spear's damage. And Sumail comes in with a great scream. This will end the game. Triple kill for Sumail. Walrus punch right in the goddamn jaw. And that provides Sumail the ultra kill. All 5 dead on the dirt. Dunzo McDunzo and EG will take the Rax, if not the game, Trout.
You know what? That fight actually could have gone way different if that silence from Bloodseeker hit Owie. Because they killed the Winter Wyvern immediately, and then Owie was almost dead. You saw him trying to use the animation. He was running away from the silence, but he just barely skirts on out of the AoE and was able to get off the song and reset the fight. I think if he gets silenced there, they may have actually defended it, or at least held, maybe used some buybacks and come back and fought. But very, very nice maneuver from Owie right there, getting the ult off. Here comes the snowball. They're taking some time with it.
They're going to go
rushing
in on the G. G's going to get hit up. Here's Fear. There's the Sonic Wave again from Sumail. Fear gets a double kill. TK Phobos gets obliterated. He had the Blood Rage on him. FNG is going to go down as well. Ultra kill for Fear. Double ultra kill. Give him the rampage. Give him the rampage. The snowball comes in. Is he going to get it? Fear, one more right click. He doesn't get it. The well dies before he can grab the rampage. DG is called. But fantastic first game coming out, Trout, for Evil Geniuses.
That was a troll play by Universe. He snowballed him so he couldn't attack anymore.
Yeah.
That bastard.
Yeah,
anyway,
same thing.
The Evil Geniuses just mopped the floor with VP this game. There's not much more to say about it. They completely outlaned them. They ganked both mid and top a number of times.